Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 315. And away we go.
Wait till get shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, Marcus Davenport of the House Schwan, third of his name. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
I'm back, man. 2 weeks. 2 weeks been, right, since I've been on the show?
2 glorious, wonderful weeks. Yep.
Glorious, wonderful weeks. I'm sorry for the fans of Shot Wrestling that I've been away. I have some good reasons for that. I've been filming. And then the previous week, actually, we were together for BCW, the Grand Dragon Tournament.
What a great show that was. If you missed it, I'm sure it's available somewhere.
It's still available on the BCW app.
Oh, is it? Good. Perfect.
Yeah. It's on all BCW social medias. You can check it out on their links. It's in the bio. And, I believe that it's still for sale. So check it out.
Definitely want to check it out. It was a great show. The anniversary show, I thought it was going to be hard to top. They definitely did it. Great show. Definitely want to check it out.
Lots of hard-hitting action.
Oh, my God. So
right?
hard.
Like, I feel like every match was, like, intense. Michael J. Putty and myself, we were together on commentary with the great Cheyenne Ortiz. Props to him.
The voice.
Great play-by-play, by the way. Great play-by-play.
Thank you.
I'm not even just saying that because I'm a friend of him, but, like, no, I mean, you were more color. I mean, I'm talking about Cheyenne was the play-by-play guy. He was quarterbacking the ship. I texted him the other day. I'm like, dude, I love the way how you handled it, man. He steered the ship, was nice and smooth, and we were live. It was the first time me and you were live for commentary.
Yeah, first time doing live commentary was crazy.
So that was pretty cool. I honestly didn't feel a difference.
Not even feel
I don't know why. I guess in my head, I know they were making a big deal. Hey, we're live, blah, blah, blah. This is what we got to do. And in my head, I'm like, I would do this anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't really affect me at all except for intermission where I couldn't take like a pee break. We got to stay at the table.
Yeah.
Other than that, there was really no difference, really, thankfully. I thought there would be more pressure, but there was none. That probably the hand to Cheyenne for steering the ship. Being the to our Waddle and Tyreek Hill. We had a great trio out there. It was great.
Ooh, which one's Hill and which one's Waddle? I'll take either one, actually.
It's hard to 6 of one, half dozen the other. I'll take it.
Right. I have to say, game changer having the monitor there as opposed to what we've worked with in the past. So just going based off like, ringside, what we're seeing there. But, we had the actual monitor to see, what the fans were seeing live on the app for BCW. Fantastic, dude. I think that's such a game changer.
Huge. We did it for the first time at the anniversary show, and he was just told to watch the TV. Like, it's so much easier because we did commentary to other promotion, and it was just, we're calling stuff that didn't make it to the camera crew because the camera crew was not shooting what we're talking about. So at least here we're doing it WE style where we're calling what you're seeing, and it's so much easier, so much more focused. It was really a big, huge help, and I think that's why BCW is probably one of the best promotions right now on the East Coast.
And I know, like, if our listeners are not into the indie promotions, they're thinking like, oh, well, that's a big deal. Like, that happens to WWE, AEW. I mean, it's a common thing. It's actually not a common thing.
No, not at all.
It's really not. We don't have the same production value, the same budget as the big leagues here. So the fact that BCW had this with their production team, again, that goes to show the power of BCW, what they have here in the Northeast.
Shout out to False Finish Productions, doing a great job. And again, it's not like indie shows.
There it is.
There's been a couple indie shows we've been to, and it's just, if they have a camera at all, it's one hard cam. Occasionally you'll get maybe a ringside cam floating, got some guy rotating around the ring. But BCW has a hard cam, 2 side cams, 2 cams that can go all over the place, which they needed in BCW because the action went all over the place. So big shout out to False Finish Productions.
What what was the match of the night for you? You were. I was only on commentary for a few matches. You were on all throughout, so you saw everything. What was the match of the night for you?
It's hard to beat the main event. Anthony Gangone against Darius Carter. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert there.
But that match, following their semifinals and quarterfinal matchups, these guys had a lot left in the tank. And that Darius Carter match you talked about earlier, Darius Carter against Christina Marie, another spoiler alert. Talking about hard hitting, hard intensity. That was just brutal to watch. You know, growing up, you don't hit women. It was just
the fact is that Christina was literally asking for it. Christina took it to him and was hitting him back really hard. There were some home run shots that he hit there that I thought Christina Marie was going to win this thing.
And Mark is not just exaggerating. One time she pulled a chair, sat down, and demanded he hit her. It was intense.
Didn't she call him a bitch, right?
She called him a nobody.
Oh, no. When like he hit her,
the bitch, yeah. That just match was so intense. I did not think that anything could top that intensity. One time he threw her and her head like snapped against the concrete wall. It was just, I've not seen that intensity in quite a while. Maybe since that War Games match we called, but Jesus.
For me, I would agree with that. For me, I think that was the match of the night for me from what I saw. You know, and the matches I called, there were great matches. You know, Blonde Force Trauma against the Runway. You know, you had Jay Bougie versus Anthony Gangone. I mean, these were some quality grade A matches, and all three of them were hard hitting. But yeah, Christina Marie and Darius Carter, it just stuck with me, man. I still think about that match and just how great it was. And you know, I am very familiar with. Obviously, I'm very familiar with Darius Carter.
Of course.
I'm also familiar with Christina Marie, but this match, I don't know. There was something about this match that really caught my eye with her. Man, I would love to have her part of Hollywood Inc. Man, I really would. That's just someone I'm just dying to work with.
Is that a little teaser? Is that a little nugget? Is that an Easter egg you're dropping here, or are you trying to manifest something?
I'm just trying to manifest something. You know, Christine Marie, I know she's a lone wolf. She likes to do things her way, but you know, I mean, things haven't been falling her way so much at BCW. So you know, maybe she could use a little assistance. Maybe she could use a little guidance. You know, I am no stranger to success in wrestling. No stranger to, you know, getting gold for the people that I represent. You know, maybe she's just missing a little Hollywood in her life.
You heard it here, folks. Christina Marie is not really racking up the W's in BCW. She needs some sort of guidance, maybe needs some sort of leadership to put gold around that waist of hers. And who better than the man who I'm a big fan of, who's helped me out a lot. The man who turned around Anthony Gangone's 0-3 record. Maybe there's a chance for her in the NBC with Prince Nana. What a job that man has done turning around the career of Anthony Gangone in BCW. That man goes from 0-3, fresh new start now. Great. Maybe Christina Marie can join the embassy. Good point, Marcus. That's why I love what you add to this show. Great insight.
Yeah. Well, Prince Nana, a lot of respect for it, by the way. Yeah. But hey, didn't my guy beat his guy? Is that not a thing? Am I not 1-0 against Prince Nana? Is that not a fact? That is a fact. Last time I came face to face with Prince Nana, I was chasing him out of the arena with a shoe. That's a fact.
Classy.
Again, respect for Prince Nana. Respect for the man and the accomplishments. Yeah, I'm all for it for the embassy, brother. I am all for it. But hey, you know what? Hollywood does trump the embassy in this case.
But anyways, great show. Check it out. We have a new, first ever Grand Dragon champion. Like I mentioned, what a turnabout of his career. What's next now? What's next at BCW? Can't wait for December. December 17th, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey.
Christmas with a vengeance.
Can't wait.
That's going to be a fun one.
So you said a commentary. You said a commentary, and you said you were scouting.
Yes.
What names did you write down in your little notebook?
I mean, I just gave away a big name there, Christina Marie. You know, of course, I mean, hey, listen, if you're scouting and Darius Carter isn't number one on your list, then you should not be in the game at all. You know, of course, Darius Carter is number one on my list for sure.
He needed that backup. He needed that backup. There was interference from 3 different people who ruined his chance.
You know, I would say for years, Darius Carter probably would not need any representation. But you know what? If there's a chance to lure Darius Carter to a faction, now would be the time. After what you just said, completely agree with that. You know, like I'm not just eyeing, people that are not represented. I'm eyeing some people that do have some representation, maybe even pulling some clout and, taking some people away. My eyes everywhere. It wasn't necessarily just on Grand Dragon, the Grand Dragon tournament. I was there to see the talent that was there. But trust me, I've been scouting for a bit. I've been doing my own homework. I've been researching on YouTube some matches, going back to BCW's history. I have a list. I have a good, solid list, and I've been contacting people. Man, there are interests. There's lots of interest. So Hollywood Inc., man, it's not just words. It's not just something I'm just throwing out there. This is happening. And AJ Pan, Prince Nana, Anthony Cole, everyone needs to be on watch because Hollywood Inc., it's going to make what I did with Satsujin look like nothing.
That's what this is all about? You have this your unending rivalry and hatred and jealousy of AJ Pan? Wow. You just said it. You heard it here, folks. Speaking of AJ Pan, our thoughts and prayers go out to him. He got brutally attacked during BCW. He got slapped really hard in the face.
Stop.
Thankfully, he was able to join us, power through. Join us on commentary for the main event, but hope he's doing well. Hope he's healing up, and can't wait to see him this Tuesday at Pink's Karaoke.
Well, what is it? What is happening here? I feel like AJ Pan is wrestling's version of Donald Trump. He's just, I don't see what it is about him, but yet people gravitate towards this guy. Like they worship the ground he walks on. What does he do? What does he bring to the table?
He's a nice man. He's a good friend, good listener, great advice giver. There's a lot of things you can learn from AJ Pan, my friend.
Yeah, on what not to be.
Enough. I'm tired of you besmirching the name of the governor, our guiding light. How about we just move on to what's trending this week?
Absolutely. So your boy has been making some news once again. Vince McMahon, WrestleMania.co.uk at WrestleLamia. WWE sources say Vince McMahon is done with WWE and he's really not returning. That's after the investigation has been concluded. Vince McMahon is not coming back to WWE. He's officially saying retired. That's among speculation that he may come back, take over what's rightfully his. Putty, I have to ask, I might know the answer from you, but is WWE better off without Vince McMahon?
Yeah. It's a tough question, my friend. Of course not. Nobody's better off without the genius, the mad scientist known as Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr. But however, the results speak for themselves. What Triple H has done the past 100-something days is turn that whole company around. Is making people who were really kind of souring on the product reinvigorated. And speaking of my own good friend Greenman was talking the other day how Raw and SmackDown are kind of appointment TV again for him. It hasn't felt like that way in years. So we're still in the honeymoon phase. We don't know. But it is still Vince McMahon. I don't see him coming back. I never thought he was going to come back in any capacity due to what happened. But, Thanksgiving's coming up. What better conversation topic around the dinner table than having Vince McMahon to your left saying, hey, by the way, Vince, I'm doing this, this, and this. What are your thoughts on X, Y, and Z? So I think his influence will still be in the ear of Triple H somehow, but I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. And right now, from results speak for themselves, right now they're better off without him. Fresh, young blood, reinvigorated, but I think in the long term they might not be. We'll see what happens. Too soon to tell.
What do you mean right now? Do you actually think, Triple H, the fans are going to turn on Triple H at some point? Is that what you're trying to say? You think?
No, not at all. I think they're going to turn on him. It's just to see this momentum he has going into it can sustain the test of time. Vince McMahon has been doing this for 30 years. Triple H has been doing it for what, 10? Not less than 10?
I think the difference is, though, Vince McMahon, obviously, hey, listen, there would be no WWE, there would be no professional wrestling as it is today without Vince McMahon. So
right.
Kudos to him for what he's done for this industry and for this sport, right?
Yep.
I'll get that out of the way. With all that being said, though, I mean, there's no denying for the past, almost 10 years maybe, Vince McMahon has not had his finger on the pulse. Whether it meant for pop culture, whether that meant for today's day of what works and what doesn't creatively, it just wasn't working. There were more misses than hits under the tutelage of Vince McMahon. Triple H seems to have his ear on the ground. I shouldn't say seems to, clearly has the ear to the ground and is listening to what the fans want, what the talent even want. It's not even just about the fans. Clearly, you see talent that are looking to come back or have come back after being fired by Vince McMahon or after being asked to be let go from Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Because Triple H, I equate it to an actor's director. You know, you hear that term, like Quentin Tarantino, right? Like he understands actors. Actors love working with him because like he's a director. He's an actor's director, and so I think that's what Triple H is. And you know, we're talking about Triple H like he's the CEO. It's Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan, and so obviously, you know, kudos going to them for allowing Triple H and Shawn Michaels and everyone else in that's in charge of their respective duties to do their job and not overstepping. And it seems to be, from like what's being reported, it's a much happier environment in WWE in the locker room. And I think that's resonating. We're seeing that on television, and the fans are seeing that live. Like, you know, it's a different world right now. And Vince McMahon, I think he overstayed his welcome, truth be told. And I can't see a world where he would want to come back. And, of course, he's probably going to drop his influence on Triple H, as you talk about at the Thanksgiving dinner. Will Triple H listen? Sure. But will he follow through with what Vince McMahon asks? Maybe not, you know, depending what ideas Vince McMahon has. I mean, clearly Vince McMahon, not all of his ideas are bad. I mean, look what he did with Roman Reigns, right? Obviously, that was a home run.
Yep.
But, you know, you look at the track record, it's not been a good track record for the last almost a decade, I would say.
I won't go that far, but yeah, it's definitely been a lot of bumps on the road. Bray Wyatt, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, for the mind, all names that Triple H, two of them, came back into the fold, done fantastic stuff with them. So Triple H right now he has on the pulse. The fans want what the locker room wants. The locker room is much better because they can come to him with creative ideas and they'll listen. Only Vince will just tell you what to do. Maximum male models, you know, look where that went. Right. Ezekiel, where that went. So in the waning days of his time, Vince McMahon did have a lot of K's on the board for striking out. So
absolutely.
Right now, I mean, we're all enjoying Triple H. Let's see how this goes until he gets his first biss.
Again, not just Triple H show. We have to give kudos to where kudos is for the CEOs, Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. I think Triple H does get a lot of credit because of, like, you know, he's directly handling the creative and the talent. But again, you know, the ones that are really driving the ship right now, it's Stephanie and Nick Khan.
But it's weird because Nick Khan took all the blame for these budget cuts when everyone got fired.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But now he's like hiring everybody back. Okay, no problem. So what was these budget? What was the budget problems then? Like, why are you cutting these people in the first place?
Was he just a scapegoat then?
It's possible. I think we talked about that one time too. Yes, scapegoat probably, but I don't think he was just the scapegoat in the sense that he had nothing to do with it. I think he had his hand in the cookie jar, and he'll say, "I'll take the blame for it, no problem."
He was a good soldier.
Yeah,
he's a good soldier, because the last thing you want is like the face, the CEO of your company to get all the bullets at them. You need security around you for that. And Nick Khan, he was probably he was in charge of that department. So it's the obvious choice to take the blame for it would be Nick Khan.
That's the reward he got, CEO. Good job.
So I mean, like, clearly it wasn't budget cuts.
No, exactly. Now it's just proven that it was something else. I wonder what it was.
Moving on here, there's been just today, we're pre-recording, by the way, the show on Friday, so this is before the Crown Jewel. Just spoiler alert there for that. So there will be no spoilers here for the Crown Jewel. Yeah. But today, Friday, Sasha Banks, she went on Instagram and kind of set the social media world ablaze. Denise Hollywood Salcedo, at Denise Salcedo, quotes Sasha Banks here: "The date is coming that I have been waiting for the past 6 months, and I can't wait, but I am really going to make the most of this November to make all my dreams happen in preparation for this date. There's going to be something so fucking crazy coming." That's Sasha Banks on Instagram story. Sasha Banks trolling everyone, I think, here, but doing a great job at it. So I have to ask, what is next for Sasha Banks? What is this exciting announcement that's going to happen here? Putty, what do you think?
Mandalorian season 3? Maybe she's getting her own.
Would that be it?
Maybe she's getting her own spin-off. You know, Disney's handing out these Star Wars and Marvel shows like they're fucking candy on Halloween last weekend. Everybody's getting their own show. You get a show. You get a show. You get a show. Maybe she's ready to announce the whatever her character's name was, getting their own show. Because everybody's convinced she's coming back to WWE. That's the rumor as soon as Triple H took over. And that rumor train has not derailed. There are stories coming about how creative's not even talking about her, not even thinking about her. But of course, those are just rumors. So who's playing us here? Is it the E playing us? Is she playing us? But what's next for her is clear she has to come back. There's some unfinished...
Does she have to come back? Does she?
Yeah, she does. There's unfinished business here. She was a former tag team champion. She's still the uncrowned champion. She needs to come back, finish her business. If she wants to leave, leave. But I don't think she does. I think she has a big passion for this business, for this company. I think she wants to come back and wrestle in front of these fans. I think her and Trinity miss it.
She's been teasing like new gear. She's been teasing like knee pads. She's been teasing training. But it does seem like she's been teasing stuff, everything but WWE, which makes me think, well, is it going to be back to WWE then? She's teasing stuff about Japan.
But she's still in the contract. She's suspended.
AEW?
Yeah, she's still in the contract. She's not been fired yet. Just suspended. Has a suspension been lifted backstage? Who knows? I'm sure we would have heard about that if that happened. So I don't see her going to Japan. I don't see her going to AEW. Well, who knows with Japan nowadays? Fucking Nakamura's going over there. I heard a rumor about Sheamus. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, Sheamus thing was not true.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Shinsuke Nakamura, it looks like there's a little bit of a opening door here for the forbidden door between WWE and New Japan. So that looks like that's happening for real.
That's cool.
But Sasha Banks, listen.
You don't think she has to come back?
She does not have to come back.
Okay.
No. I think you're speaking from a fan standpoint. I am with you with everything that you said. I would like to see her come back. I think there's a lot of things that she can do and that we want to see from her when she does come back, because her star power, I think, has elevated to a whole other level since she left.
Mainstream?
I mainstream everywhere. Really? I would dare say at this point her return would be a bigger deal than Bray Wyatt, which is crazy because Bray Wyatt.
That's crazy.
I mean, obviously, we saw the reaction for when he came back. I think I would dare say Sasha Banks will get a bigger reaction. I think it'll be a bigger deal because of just what's going on right now. She's been trending pretty much every single time she breathes.
Why is she been in the fucking mainstream media? Why is she trending? Why is it Naomi trending? Why is it
Naomi trends too?
Is she? I haven't heard her name attached to anything. It's Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Trends, well, you're right. Sasha Banks and Naomi, but Sasha Banks is a bigger name in the mainstream because of the fact that, yes, she had that Mandalorian gig. I think Sasha Banks is having Naomi come along with her for the ride a little bit for her to get her name out there, which seems to be working. Mm-hmm. Naomi had an opportunity for the Fashion Week at the Met Gala. Didn't she have like a shoot over there? That's a big deal.
Yeah, they did that. They went to the premiere of She-Hulk together. I know they had a run on TMZ. That was on their website for a little bit. Yeah.
You know, the more images you get and Getty Images, the better for you. It's all PR, it's all press, and Naomi's got a great look. She's got a great personality. She has charisma. If she wants to break in the acting world, if this is an opening for her, then by all means, take it. Sasha Banks obviously doing her the favor because she already has that one foot in the door, and Naomi, yeah, cool. Eventually, she'll be the one just trending on her own right now. I think it's because of that. I think Hollywood, they know Sasha Banks at least a little bit more than they do Naomi. I think that's the reason why. But hey, listen, like I said, enough. Sasha Banks can do whatever she wants right now. The whole world is in her hands. Does she want to go into acting? Did Disney give her own show? Yeah, that would be a huge deal.
Huge.
That would absolutely be a huge deal. And that could be what she's talking about.
That would be, as she quotes here, something so fucking crazy, end quote.
Or since they're all owned by the same company, the own parent company, is she going to be in Marvel? Because why was she at the She-Hulk premiere?
You don't see too many crossovers between Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars, but who knows? Who knows, Marcus? It could be anything. It could be
a possibility.
But we're talking about it here on the show because, as many of us are led to believe, she's coming back. But she could be trolling us, knowing we'd be talking about it.
I would never rule out a comeback for her to wrestling, whether it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, or whatever. I would never rule that out for her, but I don't think this announcement is it.
When would she come back? I was thinking about this. Do you hold her off to the Royal Rumble? Do you bring her back before then? Like, when would you bring her back? WrestleMania? You hold her out to WrestleMania?
WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, WrestleMania LA, that's a huge deal at SoFi Stadium. Yeah. If I'm WWE, let Sasha Banks do her thing. Let her have her spin-off show, movie, whatever she's doing in November. Let her keep on rising into fame. Let her do that thing. And then, boom, WrestleMania LA.
Because you bring her back for the Rumble, I think she has to win. Like, because she comes back and loses, what she did with Melina last year when she came back and exited. I think she has to make a big splash in the Rumble.
You're talking about her as if she would come back full-time. I don't think she's ever coming back full-time.
I disagree with that. I don't think her name's that big in Hollywood that you're making it out to be.
I don't
think her name's out there as much as it is, as you think it is.
If whatever is happening right now is a big deal,
If it's Hollywood related, yeah. We're just speculating because that's what they want us to do here. That's what this so vague booking is. She wants us to speculate about what her career is. But the door is open in Hollywood, like you said. I don't think that's what the announcement is, unless it's the spin-off thing. Because how does Andor get his own spin-off from Rogue One? I'm like 3 episodes in. I'm like, why do they this guy give his show? But I can see those 3 chicks getting a show too, because if Andor can get one, why can't those Mandalorian chicks get one? So, actually, kind of hoping he does, because good for her. But I'm hoping it's the wrestling comeback. We want to see her back. Most people do.
No, most people do. I'm not saying I don't want to see her come back. I would love to see her come back, but I just, what would it be that's so exciting that she cannot wait? This is the news that she's been dreaming of. Dreaming of was one of the things that she said.
Has she been dreaming about being an actor in Hollywood? I never heard that dream from her. Maybe she's doing her own rap album with Snoop Dogg, her cousin. The only dream I've heard of Sasha Banks talk about, and it could be because it's the only she was allowed to talk about, was wrestling. So who knows? We'll find out in a couple weeks, hopefully.
But what would it be though that she hasn't already accomplished in WWE? You know,
who knows?
She's accomplished a lot.
So is Bray Wyatt. He came back.
This is different.
You're talking about Bray Wyatt.
This is so insanely different.
You're talking about Bray Wyatt's door is open in Hollywood. Maybe he wants to go in Hollywood. But he came back. That was his passion was. I don't know what her passion is these days. The way she was treated on her exit on the way out. Might have soured her a little bit. But we'll find out in due time. I think we're just going back and forth now at this point. Good luck to Sasha Banks in her future endeavors, whatever they may be. But Marcus, big news is I hear you're back with Hollywood's Corner. You have an interview this week.
That's right, buddy. Here's my next guest here for Shot of Wrestling. You may know him as Joseph Torres from Raw.
Wait, actually, that was just the nameplate. If you watch the match, it's Joey Ace.
They said Joey Ace. They said Joey Ace, and that's what counts the most. He was on Monday Night Raw. He was on the AEW, ladies and gentlemen. The 5-star stud himself, Joey Ace. What is up, my man?
Dude, with an intro like that, man.
That's what people tell me, man. But I'm no Shane Fair. I am no Shane Fair at all.
Nah. But look, man, in the podcast right now, you're the man.
I am the man. I will take that to my grave. I am the man here. So, Joe, we do have to talk about this. You were recently on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Big deal, actually, right there, because you were a form of enhancement talent there, being fed to Omos. I feel like they say it so many different ways. Omos here. But you actually got to speak, and not just speak in general. You got to speak to some legends in the back and say your actual wrestling name. Talk to me about this, man.
Oh man, what do you? That was a shock to me and Chico, because I was with Chico Adams, and you know, in pro wrestling, there's a lot of you never know, like you never know what's gonna happen, so you want to be ready for anything, but. That was one of those nights where it's like I didn't know anything that was going to happen. There was no clue in. There was no something to get ready for. It was literally probably God and being at the right place at the right time, which was catering. That's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. It's either catering or ringside.
People not catering, but that's where the magic happens, huh?
Yeah, so kind of that's where the magic happens. And to like walk you through, man, like we get to the Barclays. I say hello to everybody. You know, you kind of got to go through a little bit of a medical screening, kind of a physical. Sometimes it's a little bit more intricate than others. If you did wrestle previously, like if you did a weekend loop on the indies somewhere, they check you out. They want to see what's up. Because there could be a spot where you're doing something physical. So I was just with them at the pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, but nothing happened at that event. Then we get to Brooklyn, another physical. Then I'm hanging out with my boy Chico, and he goes to grab, I think he used the restroom, and I go just hanging out by the doorway. And he's like, yo, come here. That was it. That was the decision was made right there. It was like, all right, like, yeah, you want to. Who
was it that said, come here? Was it Chico or?
Chico.
Okay.
Like they need 2 guys for Omos. And they were like, yo, who's that guy you were just sitting with? And it was Joey Ace. Oh, okay. Have him come here. Hey, would you like to like do X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, wow. It was just as simple as that.
Yeah, but Man, I wish I could say like agree with that. Because
Okay.
me telling you the story, it's like, oh, it's simple, but yet still so complex because it's not so simple.
Right. No, of course. I mean, right place, right time. I mean, like, opportunity meets you and you rose up to the plate there. Yeah, and it's funny. I was going to ask about Extreme Rules as well because I saw you took a backstage photo back there. So I was like wondering, were you like one of the Wyatt Six there, like one of those characters? I was so curious about that. I was like, was he the Fiend? Like, which one was he? But I guess not the case there. So, all right, let's talk about this though. I mean, yeah. So normally enhancement talent, they don't speak.
Yeah.
Normally, that's the norm. So you got to speak with Road Dogg on the air. X-Pac and Shawn Michaels were there. You said they asked you your name, and he said, "I'm Joey Ace."
Yeah.
Walk me through that. I mean, was that the plan, or was that just like impromptu? Like, because you said the Chiron said Joseph Torres. So
yeah, that was improv.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just straight up improv, man. I didn't know what they were gonna ask me. I had an idea of maybe what they were gonna say. That was it. And we got told that like 10 minutes beforehand.
10 minutes only. And that's live TV there for you, right?
Not even, maybe even less than that. It was just like, oh yeah, guys, come here. We're gonna have XYZ happen, and then yeah.
Now, did you know going to the match that you were going to be known? They were going to list you as Joseph Torres. I mean, was there a mix-up? Like,
they asked us, like, oh, like, what do you go by? Like, I was like, I don't know. What do you want? Like, it was like, what's your name? All right, Joseph Torres. All right, what's your working name? Joey Ace. All right, production to handle it.
Okay,
that was it.
Because it was interesting because you said Joey Ace on there, which was awesome. The Chiron said Joseph Torres, but then to double down here, Corey Graves actually no, that's Joey Ace. Like, that was a cool moment to hear Corey Graves on Monday Night Raw call out your work name there, which is pretty cool.
But that's my name. I like my name.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a 5-star name.
5-star stuff, But no, man, it was like that was so cool though to like watch it back and go, oh man, like that was it, and everyone was happy. I think at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how was it backstage? Like, did they say anything about like, oh, you used that name, blah blah blah? Like, they did nothing. Okay, that's awesome. And how was it? Like,
huh?
How was it though? Like with the legends, like Shawn Michaels is honestly like my childhood hero in wrestling. Like how was that interaction like for you? Were you like a little bit of you like kind of marking out on the inside, like?
So. First, I'll go back to the name part. The name, I didn't know what they were going to put on. We don't see it on the graphic. We don't see it. That was one. Two, being with them was right before it. It was very like, oh shit. But I was thinking of what I was going to do during the time the conversation was happening.
Right.
I needed to be. It was very like, all right, where's the camera? The cameraman's going to be here. He's positioning me to XYZ. And it was right before the match. So that was live.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, and then you're hearing the countdown. So you're like kind of getting into your groove.
Wow.
But you have no time to go, oh shit, till after the fact.
Right. I know. Yeah. Okay, so I had a similar instance actually. I was on set for The Otherhood. It was a Netflix movie. And they told me right beforehand, like they kind of auditioned me on the spot to have a scene with Angela Bassett, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm dancing, I'm grooming with her. I'm in the moment. This is Angela Bassett, like she's a legend. And like, I have a cool moment with her, a few takes. And then afterwards, it didn't hit me until after. It's like, that was fucking Angela Bassett. Like, I'm like grinding and dancing with like nothing. But I'm in the moment. And you're right. Like, you're in the moment. Like, you don't really have time to think about it. You're just doing, right? You're doing your job. And afterwards, like, and after it's like, that's pretty fucking cool. Did I just fucking do that?
I'm sure, like you're like, how it is. You do like movies and like shows. Things switch up, things change, things. The in your head moment is not about, am I going to do great? at least for me, it was more of a shit, the timing. This, that, like, or is it gonna get cut last minute? Is it really happening? Oh shit, it's really happening. Oh, I'm in the moment. Oh my god, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm on Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn. What? And then yeah.
That's insane. So, all right, let's talk about the match itself. Omos, physical specimen of a human being, right?
Dude,
like
yo,
giant.
Yeah, giant isn't even the word. This man's hands are like you could palm my whole head.
My God. What was it like being in a ring with him? And I have to follow up with this. Like, how is it like being in a ring in WWE, Monday Night Raw?
All right. Being in a ring with him hurt. It hurt. Two, I can't describe it. Nothing. I can't put it into a thing of telling you this is how it feels. There's no comparison. It's just 13, 14 years. You're like, oh shit. I'm in the middle of a WWE ring in Brooklyn in front of like 10,000 people.
And millions watching.
Yeah, like what? How do you? I get goosebumps, man. Like,
right?
It's like I can't give it to you. I can't express.
You're in a ring, same ring where legends have been in, man. Like that's. I'm getting goosebumps if you think about it for you, man. Like that had to be really a special moment there.
It was, man, and it was emotional afterwards because you got the promo segment, bam, and then you got the match, and it was like, oh shit. And at the same time, a little fire under my ass to go, oh shit, wait a minute. All right, you got a taste of it. You got a big taste of it. You didn't have like a cup of coffee. You had like a dinner.
Yeah, no, exactly. This was like not like a small little thing. Like you had a big giant taste of this. What does that do for you though, as a wrestler? Like what next? Like do you wonder like how do you get back in that stage? Were you given even any advice?
No.
No, nothing.
It was thank you for coming now, but it was, man, it lit a fire under my ass though, and it was like, all right, I got the taste of it, got the meal. How do I get a few more of these meals, and how do I make it a regular occurrence? So it's just like, all right, now on the drawing board, let's see what I got coming up. The matches I have coming up. How can I make those moments big? How can I make everything I'm doing bigger than what it is? And not think of, it's crazy to say, but not think in a pro wrestling context, but think of in an entertainment context. Like how big can you make this with what you're given? How can you maximize what you're given? Because the indies is free reign. No matter what anyone tells you, it is free reign to do what you want. And it's very sink or swim. So it's like, all right, now I got to swim. And I got to swim big. And I got to make my motions big. And I just got to make everything bigger. So everyone.
Make your and to quote Leonardo DiCaprio from the Titanic, to making it count, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you face one monster on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
November 12th, Warriors of Wrestling, you're going to face another monster in intergender warfare, Brooklyn, Abadon.
Yeah. Woo.
How do you prepare for someone like that?
You don't. You pray to God. Like, let's think about it though. What? I'm gonna go train. I'm gonna go work on my headlocks and run the ropes and work on my cardio, bro. You like, she's a demon.
Yes, an actual demon.
How do you prepare for that? I don't know. I'm having nightmares. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it.
It seems like there's like a lot of psychological warfare. It's a different monster. Omos was like a physical specimen of a monster, an actual giant. And Abadon is unworldly.
Yeah. It's unworldly. And the thing about that though, it's I also have this coming weekend. I was supposed to wrestle Erica Lee for the ECWA championship.
Yes.
Through some mystical power, apparently this championship belt is cursed.
It seems to be, right?
and people get it, and that's it. they're done. They get hurt, they're out, they can't make it. Whatever.
It's like being on the cover of Madden.
Yeah, and it's ever since I lost it.
It's just a curse ever since.
Yeah, so it's Sam Shields, boom, and you got Erica, blah, and now it's going to be a tournament. So it's a 4-man single elimination tournament to crown a new champ. And that I've been like, all right, that's the first thing that I have to get through. And then I'll think about Abadon once that's done. That's just a little bit like, all right, there's a big possibility. Well, I want the possibility of 2 matches that night and one walking away again, 4-time ECWA champion. And I will be the first ECWA champion that will be a 4-time champ walking out.
History, my man, history.
So I am going to tell you the truth. I will need every bit of confidence of that going into Brooklyn, but I don't think that's going to do me any justice. It's like you're facing something unworldly. What does a championship belt matter?
I don't think much to her, honestly, but I think she just likes to inflict pain.
Yeah, I don't even think she knows the concept of winning and losing.
Doesn't seem so. Doesn't seem so. But here we are, though. I mean, Abadon is definitely a big name, a big contender. You have the ECWA, you have that tournament coming up to possibly be a 4-time champion. This goes on along the lines of you talking about creating these moments, if you will, to making these moments count. Do you view these as these type of moments where you could bring them together to get to that big leap that you're looking to take?
I want to think so, yeah, and yeah. It's just kind of like step, bam. So I feel like on the other side of it, outside looking in, it's going to show versatility and, okay, like this guy can work with anything that's given to him and make something out of it. So if something happens where something changes, card subject to change, on the fly, he can make it happen. And I'm no stranger to that. It's happened to me before.
I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand with you where it's happened before. And you're able to go into a situation and kind of quarterback the situation, if you will. Unlike others I've seen before. I think there's a very small list I've seen backstage in the independent level, at least, that can do that on the fly like you can. And you're definitely one of them.
Thank you. I think it's an important tool to have, you can't kind of go in there and think you can have your plan, but also know that plan can change. And that you have to adapt to that plan changing and pivot,
Absolutely, man. Anything could happen live. But Joey Ace, I do wish you best of luck with Abadon. Wish you luck in those dreams. But you might want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. There's some solutions there for that.
And I watched The Exorcist years ago, and I regret watching it.
Joey Ace, where can they find you on the socials, my man?
Man, you can find me at Instagram at JoeyAce88. You can find me on the Twitter at JoeyAce1988. And you can add me on Facebook, Joey Ace.
Boom, there you have it. And by the time this show launches, we may have a 4-time ECWA champion right here. But in the meantime, you can get your tickets on sale for Warriors of Wrestling November 12th against Abadon in Brooklyn. Get your tickets now. Joey Ace, thank you for joining us. Meantime, TV Takedown.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Joey Ace, another return to the show. Great interview. Thank you for your time. Good job, Marcus. A lot of meat to that interview. Remember, we marked out when we saw him on Raw. Happy to hear him talking about it, what happened in the backstage, and good stuff. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, man. Joey Ace, 5-star stud, dude.
Right.
I'm very happy to have him on. It's been a bit since I've seen him. It's funny enough, I was actually texting him right before Monday Night Raw. We were talking about some stuff, and it was awesome to see that. It was awesome to see him on there. He's worked his ass off. Quite a bit of accolades under his belt, but this was obviously a huge moment. So good for him, man.
Now we move our sights to television. What was trending this week in the world of TV?
Well, I'll probably would start off with Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley continues to just steal the show, I feel like. She stepped right up to the OC during Carl Anderson's match. Will Mahoney at heel Will Mahoney tweets, full stop, Rhea Ripley is the star of the Judgment Day. Hashtag WWE Raw. And he wasn't the only one talking about that. Uncle Jay Putty, I have to ask, what does the OC need to do to overcome Rhea Ripley? Because she is killing them right now. Like we saw, a week or two ago, she body slammed Luke Gallows.
That was cool.
She's obviously an X factor. So what needs to happen here?
She's a star of the Judgment Day. She's tearing apart the OC because they can't reciprocate. Gallows can't body slam her. AJ can't take her down, punch her in the face. This ain't BCW. So, of course, what they need to do is they need to counteract her by getting a woman in their stable. A woman has to join the Bullet Club. Who would that woman be? I heard Raquel Rodriguez, maybe Mia Yim coming back. Both names against Rhea Ripley would be fantastic. They have great history together, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's clearly a woman. They're making it too obvious now. There has to be a woman to stop this woman. Because how else do you counteract a woman attacking a man in the world in the WWE Universe? Has to be a woman.
I was hoping for a bit because I feel like they were teasing Rhea Ripley versus like Rey Mysterio, even at one point Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah,
I feel like they were teasing Rhea Ripley being like the new modern day version China.
Something mentioned a couple times. Yeah,
there can be some intergender wrestling here, and I'm not losing that hope, and I think it's something that we may eventually see here soon. And Rhea Ripley will be the first one to do it in many years, but. Yes, I think in this storyline, from what we're seeing right now from the OC, it doesn't seem like any three of those men are going to get physical with Rhea Ripley anytime soon, and it most likely will be a woman. I mean, Mia Yim, of course, her name is popping up as you mentioned before. She is looking to come back to WWE. WWE is looking to bring her back. In what capacity, they don't know yet. So maybe not her, because it seems to be like they don't know type of deal and don't know when even. So. Then he would have to think, okay, who's in the locker room? Who's not being used? Could it be Dana Brooke? Could it be Beth Phoenix coming back? Could it be Raquel Rodriguez would be a great choice? There's definitely quite a few names out there that could be the answer for Rhea Ripley. I personally, man, I still want to see it, man. I still want to see like AJ Styles versus Rhea Ripley would be believable in my opinion.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that, but rules these days and how the universe works, I don't think that's going to be a change we're going to see in the Triple H era as of yet.
I mean, the days how it works, it's Rhea Ripley is a competitor. She's not Mae Young, being thrown through a table from Bully Ray. Mm-hmm. She's not some damsel in distress. We're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Rhea Ripley, I think she's begging for it, man. She's begging for some competition here. She's begging for one of these guys to hit her so she could do what she could show what she could do. Look what she did to Luke Gallows. Can we talk about that? My God.
But
Rhea
again,
Ripley is a beast.
No one's arguing that. No one's arguing about wanting to see this. But will WWE, being the mainstream company that they are, PG company, go back to intergender wrestling? That's something I'm not sure we'll see anytime soon.
I don't think they should do it all the time. I think they have to do it when it works. It's not good. For example, you can't have Alexa Bliss versus Braun Strowman. That's not going to work. It's going to look very bad for TV. But, again, like I mentioned, Rhea Ripley versus AJ Styles. Rhea Ripley, she can go against a lot of guys, probably.
Yeah, probably. But then so could...
Same with Charlotte Flair, Raquel Rodriguez.
A lot of other names could. So why does she get the special treatment? Or do you think that'll be something that we'll see more of in the future in other women storylines?
Could be. Maybe she's the test pilot for it. That could be the case. It makes sense with this group, though. It does make sense.
Has there ever been a woman
again? I mean,
in a Bullet Club? I don't think so, right? Is there any? There has to be one, right? I'm not too familiar with the history of Japan history of Bullet Club, but I can't think of a woman's name that has been attached to the Bullet Club. That'd be cool if they bring somebody back.
That would be awesome, but I actually don't know. I'm the same boat as you. I'm not as familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And for those that are, please add us. Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Like, who could that person be?
Who? Because clearly it has to be a woman. But how do you bring the only club that matters, the official club, the first club? We know what it means. We know what they're getting at. We know the symbol, the two sweet. We know what they're the innuendoing. But if no woman is in the Bullet Club, how do you introduce a woman into the original club?
It's true.
I just feel like
That's true.
purists might have a problem with that, unless they do a great storyline example of it. But then would this would Raquel, would Dana, would Mia be in the club?
Or is this the case where like they don't even know odds, and the Judgment Day does get the overhand over OC because of this, because of Rhea Ripley being the X Factor, the definite X Factor here. There are many possibilities here for this, but Rhea Ripley, yeah, going by what Will said, Will Mahoney, yeah, she is the star of Judgment Day. Clearly, she's crushing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely crushing it. But going on to NXT here, there's a woman that's always trending every time she's on the screen. We have JD from NY at JD from NY 206. I know people have not been a fan of
this guy
this week, but I don't want to touch that. But Mandy Rose has resurrected her career, transformed herself, and made herself a main event act in the women's division. That's admirable. But, here he goes. But she is not the greatest NXT women's champion. LOL, all caps there. That's just ridiculous. I hate how they forget their history blatantly. Hashtag WWE NXT. Lots of hate for Mandy Rose and for her title reign. She was on NXT celebrating 365 days as champion before being interrupted by Alba Fire. But I want to ask this, going based off Twitter's reaction to Mandy Rose and based on her accolades, Putty, is Mandy Rose's title reign amongst the greats in NXT history, or is it not?
Definitely has to be, just the length alone. What, she's in third place right now, I think, title reigns. Single title reign, I believe. The other two women were around before I started watching NXT, before we started watching NXT altogether. Who is it? I think it's, who are the top two? Isn't it
Asuka?
Asuka, and who's the second one? Is it Paige?
Sasha? Or was it Paige? I think it might be Paige.
Yeah, I think it's Paige. Both great women. Both great in the ring. But what is it about her reign that this guy doesn't like, or a lot of haters don't like? Is it because it's Mandy Rose? She's not the technical expert in the ring.
That's what it comes down to.
Because you look at her roster you look at her roster of victims she's beaten. It's a really impressive list.
She's beaten everyone.
Yeah, it's a really impressive list. So what more do you want from Mandy Rose to put respect on her name? There's not much more she can do. If you're not a fan of Mandy Rose now, you're never going to be. So just keep your mouth shut. I don't know what more she has to do.
I think the problem is, she's not technically the best wrestler in the world.
No, not at all.
Guess what? Stone Cold wasn't.
Exactly. Preach.
Guess what? Ric Flair wasn't. Hulk Hogan wasn't. The Rock wasn't.
He said,
Newsflash.
He said that himself, too, yeah. So what more does she have to do? I don't understand why people are hating on her. She is head and shoulders superior than what she was on the main roster. Her in-ring talent has grown substantially. So the fact they're still hating on her doesn't make any sense. And she's in third place of all-time title reigns. She is trending each and every week. She's carrying that belt of pride.
Though she is trending for multiple reasons, though. She does trend because of her looks.
Of course.
And that she also trends because of the hate that she gets.
But she's also not the matches itself. She's not having these late 90s divas bathroom break matches. Her matches are pretty damn good.
They are solid.
So I don't understand.
I have
more
a Mandy Rose match lately that I did not like. I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't see what the knock is on her ability. She's massively improved. Yes. Is she a mat technician like Asuka? No, she's not. But they're completely different people, different characters. Toxic Attraction is an attraction, for lack of better terms. They are hot, stable, that is kicking some ass in NXT and WWE in general. She's leading that.
She's not Asuka. She's not Paige. She's not Sasha Banks. She's not Charlotte Flair.
She's Mandy Rose.
Exactly. And she's holding her own in the ring, having put it on quality matches, great promos. I don't understand what more she has to do to appease you guys. Again, going back to what I said earlier, nothing they can do is going to win her over. And that's a sad statement to say. But not here.
But the question is she amongst the greats in the NXT Women's Division?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't. In a Mount Rushmore of women's champions, I don't think so. I don't think we'll years from now when their careers are over that she will be in that Mount Rushmore. And it has nothing to do with the fact of any hate for Mandy Rose. I love Mandy Rose, but what comes to mind is Paige, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Immediately those come to mind before Mandy Rose. So I think because of that, unfortunately, she would not break that Mount Rushmore, if you will, of the greats in NXT Women's Championship history. But again, you cannot deny the body of work that she's put in and how awesome it's been. NXT 2.0, I think, solely survives because of her, because of Toxic Attraction. I would dare survey the 600-something thousand people that continue to watch NXT every week to ask, what is the biggest reason for them to watch NXT 2.0 every week? And guarantee you, majority of them would say Mandy Rose, for better or for worse.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I just think she's doing a great job. The names you mentioned are on the Mount Rushmore, of course, but also had great careers on the main roster. I can't tell you too many matches that they had in NXT. Charlotte Flair wasn't even NXT champion until she beat Rhea Ripley in WrestleMania 36. I just think just to hate on her and compare her to those greats who are well established in their careers too early. I think she will go down as a great champion. To see how the reign plays out. Does she stay in NXT? Does she get called up? I just think just stop the hate. Put some goddamn respect on her name, please. Enough.
Plenty of respect on the name for Mandy Rose, at least on my end, or the show's end in general. My reason has nothing to do with Mandy Rose's ability or what she's done. It's just, it's just what the others have done, I think, excel her reign right now quite a bit. But, time could change. She could hold the belt for another 365 days, and that could change everything.
It won't change a goddamn thing in these people's minds. Their minds are made up.
They are made up, my friend. Going on to AEW, we have here the Acclaimed. Oh, my God, man. The hottest tag team, I think, right now in wrestling.
Yeah.
In all wrestling. Raj Giri at the Raj Giri tweets, AEW has done a great job making the Acclaimed into real stars. And getting Billy Gunn the most over he's been in over 20 years. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. This based on the whole segment they had on AEW Dynamite with the celebration of Billy Gunn adopting, if you will, being adopted, the adopted father, of Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. Hell of a segment, man. And if you notice in mainstream and sports, you remember the Suck Sign was starting break through back in DX. Scissor Me Daddy's starting to break through exactly like that. So Billy Gunn, he's a trendsetter, it seems like here. So I do have to ask, what makes the Acclaim so over with the fans? Is it Billy Gunn, or does it have to do with Anthony Bowens and Max Caster?
I think Billy Gunn definitely helped. They mentioned it in that promo about them seeing the scissor gestures. I don't know what they're going to call it at the World Series. I've not seen that. I've not seen it in the mainstream sports, but I would not be surprised if it is happening because it's just so easy and catchy to do. The Acclaimed was a naturally grown talent in AEW. They weren't forced upon us. They weren't pushed down our throats. They weren't giving us promos. They come out, do these entertaining little kind of poem raps, topical of the day, the hour of the show. They're very, very quick with their raps. They went from heels to natural faces because the crowd won them over. The crowd fell in love with these guys. And what really put them on the map for me, because I'm a casual AEW fan, was their partnership with the Gun Club, right? The Gun Club. We were watching one of the pay-per-views. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. And you see all five of them passed out drunk in a hotel room, partying all night. It's just the bond they had in the Gun Club and Billy Gunn just put them on an upper echelon of this is actually funny and entertaining. This is must-see TV for AEW. This is must-watch. So I think Billy Gunn was a huge part of that. I think he still is. I think some people love Billy Gunn with the Acclaimed. And I don't know if it's just the whole daddy ass thing, the scissoring thing, but it doesn't matter. It's working. It's gold. It's money. The chemistry together is great. They work very well together. When that music hits, I got to stop what I'm doing. I got to hear what they're saying. It's great. Billy Gunn is a big part of it, yes.
Billy Gunn contributes for sure. But, Billy Gunn is not necessarily a star. He's been it's not like he's been away for the game for 20 years. Like he's consistently been involved. I mean, hell, he's even wrestled for BCW at one point.
That's right.
But
first anniversary.
Right. So like I would have to say, I think the biggest star here is Max Caster. There would be no Acclaimed if it wasn't for the rapping ability of Max Caster. People tune in to his raps. They stop what they're doing. They listen to his raps, to his intro going in, because listen, they're culturally relevant. Whatever he says, he knows how to get under the crowd's skin or to make them pop.
Yep.
Either way, he knows how to get a reaction from them, and that's what wrestling is all about, right? To get the reaction. And he does such an excellent job doing that. And, of course, they are dynamite in the ring, so that helps. But, yeah, I mean, I would say the talent there, Billy Gunn, yeah, definitely helps for sure. I'm sure he's guided him because there's some similar things what they're doing with DX and yada, yada, but making it their own, which is great. But I think the whole thing would go to shit if Max Caster wasn't so good at what he does.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think we're saying the same thing here. Billy Gunn is definitely a big part of their success, but the Acclaim themselves were over already because of the raps. I think Billy Gunn, the partnership Billy Gunn, partnership with the Gunn Club, put them on the upper echelons of being must-see. But the Acclaimed are, those two guys alone, they don't need Billy Gunn to be where they are. But Billy Gunn definitely helped them. The casual fans flipping through the channel, oh, it's Billy Gunn. What's he doing there? Who are these guys he with? I think it definitely helped them catch the grab of the casual fans.
He gives them the rub.
Yeah, that's an easier way to put it, yeah. So I think he's a big part of their success. I don't think they needed him to be successful, but I think he's a big part of their success, how quickly they achieved it in the last, 6 months?
Do you think we ever see them split up, like Anthony Bowens and Max Caster?
I don't think so. I mean, they have usually most tag teams do split up. I won't be surprised if it does happen, but I don't think
in WWE. I don't think we've really seen it in AEW, though.
I just don't think AEW has any really truly homegrown tag teams. All the tag teams have been elsewhere. I think this is a true homegrown AEW team that I think needs to carry that division for quite some time. Maybe they split up, maybe they don't. I hope they don't, because I'm tired of seeing tag teams split. Let them be the iconic tag team in AEW's history 10 years down the road.
I'm with you. Although I do see, and it's not knocking Anthony Bowens because I do like Anthony Bowens a lot, but there's just something about Max Caster that screams star potential. And I think they should carry the tag team division for a little bit longer, but I think the AEW would be doing such a disservice if they didn't try to have Max Caster try to eventually be a single star on his own.
This reminds me of the conversation we had when I said Montez Ford has a Rock qualities. He's one to break out to be when they split up, he could be the one that launches in the superstardom. So you have the same feeling about Max Caster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would dare say, oh man, it's tough because like Montez Ford is a freak of an athlete, and tons of charisma. But like, I would say Max Caster slightly beats him out on the mic. But Montez Ford is definitely, I would say, is a better athlete of the two. But I think Max Caster might be a better wrestler, though. Two different things.
Yeah, maybe. Like I would like to see more one-on-one matches with him to answer that question. But yeah. The Acclaimed are awesome.
No, absolutely with that.
And I'm so happy. I'm surprised it took so long. I don't know who's sitting on their ass in the AEW fucking marketing thing to just now come out with those foam scissors. Genius.
Genius. Absolutely. Hey, scissor me, daddy.
Scissor. There you go.
Boom. There we go. Going on to SmackDown. Bray Wyatt, dude. Oof. What a promo by him. Crispy Wrestling at Dakota... What is this? Dakota Kai era? Yeah, there we go. Again, can't read, need glasses. What another Bray Wyatt segment telling the backstage guy he hates himself, telling him he's losing his mind and threatening him, plus all the teasers in between. That was fantastic. Hashtag SmackDown. Definitely unique. I haven't really quite seen that, especially not from Bray Wyatt. Then, of course, you have the dark side coming in, taking over. I don't know what to make this, man, but I do have to ask. I think it's coming soon. The Bray Wyatt's anger and all these characters coming out to play. Who's going to be Bray Wyatt's first victim?
That's tough, man. Look at the names on the roster. Someone was talking about him going against Roman Reigns right away, and
can't happen.
I want to say Paul Heyman for some reason, but I don't think it was him. if you catapult him to Roman Reigns, where does he go from there? Exactly. You can't. I hear a lot of people talking about him versus Roman Reigns. And you get there eventually. But who's his first victim? It can't be indie enhancement talent because you know they're gonna. He's too big of a name if you have squash matches.
Right.
But if you feed him somebody, does that kill that person's momentum? I'm not. This is not my answer. But like, if you feed him LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt's going to win. Does that deter LA Knight's position on the roster?
And then, what is he even? Is he heel? Is he face?
Bray Wyatt?
Does it matter?
Apparently it doesn't. I think Bray Wyatt is, again, going this fucking split personality thing. He wants to be a face, but Uncle Howdy and Uncle Brody, all the other characters that are coming are heels. It makes no. It's too soon to tell. I don't know what's going on, and people are wondering who Uncle Howdy is.
And there was a girl in a teaser today. Kind of looked like Rhea Ripley, honestly.
I missed that one. Okay,
I don't think it's her.
No, it can't be her.
But
I don't know, man.
Lots of question marks here.
I think that's one of the things they want you to do. They're giving us. Just when we have the answers, they change the questions?
Exactly, pretty much. You don't seem into it though.
No, not at all.
Why?
It makes no fucking. What's going on here? Who? Okay, first of all, we have Bray Wyatt in the Playhouse, and then the Fiend comes around. Okay, but the Fiend was like indestructible, but yet he kept losing. It made no fucking sense. So I think I'm just whole sour in the way they handled that thing because that was so inconsistent. But then you have Bray Wyatt coming out as it seems to be Bray Wyatt. He's coming out as Wyndham, right?
Right.
But then you have Uncle Howdy wearing a mask, and he takes off that mask, and he's just wearing another mask. It sounds like Bray Wyatt wearing another mask, but it's not going to be Bray Wyatt. It's going to be somebody else because he's wearing Bo Dallas' earring. Okay. I just don't know where this is going. I need some sort of direction. Like you just said, we don't know what's going on. It's too soon. Just, who are these people? Just give me the full picture. What's going on? I'm tired of these little nuggets, breadcrumbs. Just tell me what's going on. Let me know what's going on.
Are you not intrigued? Do you just want the full script right in front of
you? Yeah,
I
do. I'm tired of, like, what's going on? Don't give me this, like, weird stuff. Don't have him berate a backstage delivery guy, but while he's talking, give me this, break in with these static images of something. Or give me another QR code. Give me what's going on here?
Did it not capture your attention?
This poor man is just doing his job, and he's yelling at this guy. But so he's taking his anger out on him. Apparently Bray Wyatt's mad at himself, and he's taking it out on this guy because he's battling his demons, battling his Uncle Howdy guy. I just don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on, and it's not something like, oh, I need to see what's going on next week. I need to see what's going on next week to see what's going on. But what's going on? I don't think we're getting any answers anytime soon. This is going to be dragged out for a while. What we saw tonight, we're going to see for the next couple weeks. Unless we get some sort of big reveal at Crown Jewel, but I doubt it. Like, what's he going to do at Crown Jewel? We don't know. I can't talk about it because it happened already. But I don't know. This is not the bait that's hooking me into watching SmackDown.
What's the fun though in giving you the full script right away?
What the fun in this?
What does that do?
I don't mind slow builds, but like if Bray Wyatt was leading to something, that's fine. But we know what it is. He's battling this Uncle Howdy person, and there's apparently 6 people coming out because we saw the characters on Extreme Rules. It's just too much. You're going way down the rabbit hole with this. It's way too convoluted, too complex. I'm just like, okay,
complex.
Yeah,
I think you're in the minority here, my friend.
No, I was when he was a Fiend too. It's not something I am interested in. It's not my cup of tea.
What was there a favorite version of Bray Wyatt that you've had, or you just never been a fan?
I like Husky Harris. The Ferrari Ferrari engine in the tank, whatever it's called.
Husky Harris, of all these versions of Bray Wyatt, Husky Harris, what you like the best. You are insane.
The whole Bray Wyatt thing didn't really do anything for me because I didn't understand. Like he's just some sort of Nolan swampland cult leader. But that was fine. His in-ring work, I like watching him in the ring. I'm not hating on Bray Wyatt because in-ring, I love watching him wrestle. It's just these characters I'm not connecting with.
What was it about Husky Harris that you liked though?
I think it was I think it was the Nexus angle. Just the whole the way his attitude was, his confidence. I'm a tank with a Ferrari engine. That whole tagline for some reason, Green Man sold me on it. That was a cool tagline, a cool gimmick, and just watching him go in the ring won me over. But now his in-ring thing has been outshadowed by these characters he has. I think it's distracting what a wrestler he is.
I know you're not the biggest fan of change. Is it the fact that you fell in love with Husky Harris,
No, I didn't fall in love with him. I liked him in the Nexus.
or you're finally sold over Husky Harris, and then they did all this change?
No, I don't mind it. I was curious to see what this
Okay.
Bray Wyatt thing led to, but then I was like, all right, now he's a cult Southern leader with his family. But like, it just seemed like these promos, his promos made no sense. These like talking about, he wasn't consistent. Didn't make any sense. What's going on? It's just, but again, I like him in the ring. I'm not shitting on the character, him as a wrestler.
Might have to tag him again, man. Might have to have some words with you again.
All right, that's fine. Well, what character are we going to fucking get? There's like 8 of them now, right?
Oh my lord!
I just want to see him in the ring make a debut. When we get him in the ring and wrestling?
So, answer to that question, the original question here: who is Bray Wyatt's first victim going to be? I agree. It cannot be an enhancement talent. They have to be careful with this. It can't be someone that they could completely derail here. But it has to be someone strong enough for Bray Wyatt to make that presence.
Is it going to be like the
Could it
Bruce
be Drew McIntyre?
Brawling Brutes?
Could be.
Because then he
Could
can
be
feed
Sheamus?
Yeah, he can feed himself to Butch, then Ridge, and then maybe lead to Sheamus. That could be a long program there. There's 3 tiers to that. But he's listed as a face, so I don't think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I'm trying to think of heels on SmackDown. Who knows? Who knows, man? The world's their oyster. Whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to work. Everyone's going to eat it up.
Absolutely. Could it be Sami Zayn?
Oh, well, that's
Or is that too close?
that's
Is
too
that
close.
to the
That's too
bloodline?
close. I think so. You mean Sammy Uso?
Sammy Oos. Get a little Oosie.
I'm trying to think, man. I can't think of a name. Not a name doesn't come to mind.
It can't be Karrion Kross.
No, it can't be.
It can't be him.
Again, that
It
would
can't
derail
be
him.
LA Knight.
Again, that's what I'm conflicted because he has to beat the person he's facing, especially the first victim. But
Could
losing
be-
to Bray
could be
Wyatt,
Gunther. No, not Gunther.
no.
Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio actually would be a great choice.
Yeah, that's a good one. Easily beatable. Ray can sell the shit out of anything, and him losing to Bray Wyatt would not derail his career. Perfect. There it is. Rey Mysterio.
I think Rey Mysterio is the most logical choice there. That's the perfect one.
Well done. Good pick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Rey Mysterio is good enough to, to obviously have a good storyline with him. They could make something. But yeah. As far as first victim, oh man, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. But when will we get that? Who knows?
Stay tuned. But yeah, Putty, that's all I have for TV, my man. Do you have anything else to add?
We missed it last week because we're covering BCW. I just want to talk about the brilliance that was that Sami Zayn Bloodline segment. I watched it 4 times. I've been showing it to people, whoever can watch. It's amazing how Usi is now over, how hot Sami Zayn is. We had people in Saudi Arabia today chanting for Sami Zayn.
Who would have thought that?
It was amazing.
Who would have thought
I think
that?
Sami Zayn's just so hot. One of the hottest things right now. And the way his reactions, that whole segment was great. I'm looking forward to how it comes back. Props to
You
Sami
know
Zayn.
you're over when people are cheering for you in a place you're not allowed to be.
I refused to be too. Yeah, I had nothing to
Yeah.
do with Saudi Arabia, nothing to do with the crown jewel, but hundreds of Saudis cheering for Sami Zayn. It was just, you're hot, like you said. Beautiful, beautiful segment, and looking forward to what happens in the future with Sami Zayn, Sami Uso, and the Bloodline. And please,
let's get
please,
Uso, man.
whatever you're doing, watch Impact. They're not getting a big audience,
Yeah,
not big enough audience to trend because we don't talk about trending topics, but watch Impact. Impact's fucking doing good shit.
Putty's very disappointed. I am actively trying to see for what's trending for Impact.
Yeah, I'm not
this
giving you shit
week.
for it. It's
Sadly,
just-
nothing.
Some weeks are better than the others. This week wasn't that great of a week, but they're building the stuff. Impact's good stuff. Definitely check it out.
Absolutely, my man.
Anyway, Mark, enough about TV. Let's wrap things up with some go-home thoughts. What do you got for me today?
Oh man, what do I have? So this project I filmed a couple weeks ago, I got some good news.
Okay.
Right now, it is being shopped around currently as we speak at AFM, American Film Market in Santa Monica, California.
Great.
I'm excited about that. Possibly some distribution along the way.
Nice.
And looks like I'll be filming in Las Vegas come January.
Shit.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. I'm so happy. Good luck, buddy. Best of luck. Anything we can do here in the show to help you out, let me know. So happy. About time. This is your time, buddy. This is your time, my friend.
But also at the same time, I'm in very early stages of producing a film as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Where can I audition?
Where can I audition?
I know you have a part for me. Let me audition. Come on. Give me the shot I'm giving you on the shot of wrestling. Come on.
You know what? That's something to consider. That's definitely
Okay.
something to consider. again, we're in the very, very early stages right now. So we just had a meeting with a possible director just yesterday. So yeah, so that's I say very early stages right now. So we shall see. But I'm excited, man. A lot of opportunities coming my way.
Good. You deserve it, buddy.
I appreciate that, man. And so things coming together. Auditioning again and just getting back after. Business is doing well. My daughter is amazing. And then life is good, man, with wrestling, with you, with the podcast, going video now on YouTube for Shot Wrestling.
Great.
I'm loving it, man. Loving life. What about you, buddy?
Life sucks.
Oh.
Can I tell you the most first worldian problem that's ever been announced? I'm lazy.
Very much so.
One of your first few weeks in the show, I was telling you, I was driving around, and I heard the new alt-rock station here in New York count down the top 500 songs of all time. And I repeated it your second year on the show.
Yeah.
Now that alt-rock station is closed, shut down, it is now the news 24 hours a day.
Oh,
they changed formats.
That's a very different format.
Because here in 2022, we need another outlet for fucking news.
Right.
So now I'm somebody who needs my preset stations in numerical order. Now I got to fucking change everything. Ugh. That's my biggest problem.
You're better off just getting a new car then. You're better off getting a new car.
I need money for that. And I barely can afford the gas to power up my car to change the fucking radio stations. But that's my problem right now. Your life's great. I have to reset my radio stations. Again, different lives we live.
Speaking of gas prices and such, guys, by the time the show airs, it's going to be election day.
Please,
if you haven't already, to go out early voting, go out and please vote. It doesn't necessarily matter, red, blue. I mean, I feel like it does personally matter for me. But hey, listen, you know, your opinion, your voice, your vote, it all matters. Especially right now, more than ever. I think New York, the races are very tight all around. I know people tend to think New York is very blue. I don't think it's the case anymore. So I think New York is heading towards like a swing state. So get out there and vote, you know, because I think now more than ever, it counts.
But go vote, please. Yeah, we have to vote for governor here in New York, right? We have one option who isn't the greatest, but she's doing what she can. And we have another option who has some good ideas, but doesn't live in reality because he still thinks the election was stolen. It's like, how can I vote for somebody? We're getting down the weeds in that one. Just go vote. Whoever you're fucking voting for, vote, please. If you don't vote, don't complain. I hear a lot of people saying that, and that makes sense.
No, yeah, especially right now. It's not even just a governor race right now. I think literally every vote for every race, like even like the very small ones, even for the courts, like, you know, do your research. And I hate the fact that, like, you know, I spoke to someone in marketing that was doing a campaign, and he says like they only have so much money, so they tend to put all the money towards the older demographic because they'll change how they'll vote. But you know, you keep on wanting the young vote, right? And you're just completely disregarding them. I think that's an insult to our intelligence. That's an insult to us in general because, like, you know, this affects us more than the older generation. Not for nothing.
No, facts. On that note, Marcus, please tell people where they can find you on social medias.
YourFavoriteActor.com. All my social media links are in there, including this show. And yeah, you can follow my career. You can follow what I'm doing, my journey, my path. And also, guys, leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing.
Please. 5 stars, the better. The show's from the fans to the fans. Want to hear what you have to say? Please get involved in the conversation. Social medias, our inboxes are open. So please, thanks for listening. Get involved in the conversation. Tweet away. Help us find out what's trending next week.
Yes. And as you listen on here, we will say your handle. I may butcher it, but I will say it.
I don't think you noticed that, but yeah, he's a huge butcher. Yes. So let's wrap things up. This show will post Sunday night. You might listen to it early Monday. If you're in the Tri-State area, come to Pink's Cantina for AJ Pan's karaoke. I'll be there. Mark Schwann hopefully will be there. Some other guests will be there. Good night of drinks and karaoke all around. But for Mark Schwann, for Joey Ace, I've been your host at Mug Putty. Until next week, putty out.
Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.